Sir, yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir. Here we go. Aswand Cruickshank, your one and only Move Swiftly speaker, checking in for a daily Move Swiftly thought, giving you a perspective on teamwork that you will not get anywhere else. Day three. Teacher Appreciation Weekend. How to take you back to one of the most challenging times of my life. It's my freshman year in high school. All right. Definition of a social misfit. At the time, I was actually playing. I didn't play for the actual high school team. I was still playing for the White Oak Warriors for my freshman year. And my grades were terrible. It's probably the only black kid in a lot of my classes because previously when I was at public school, I had pulled straight A's, and then they put me in all these honors classes because my grade point average was so high. And I was in 3 honors classes, and they ended up dropping me down in 2 of those. They dropped me down in 2 of those classes. And they kept me in honors physics. It was honors physics, honors literature, and I believe it was honors Spanish 2, if I'm not mistaken. No, honors literature, and then Spanish 2, something like that. The bottom line is the point I want to make to you guys is there was a reason that I stayed, that I continued throughout the year to be in that honors physics class. It was because of the teacher. His name was Professor DeHaas. I believe it's Tim DeHaas or something like that. It was so long ago, I couldn't find any information on him. I looked him up just for the sake of this, and I couldn't find any information on him. But, he saw I was struggling in the class, and, went to parent-teacher conferences, all that. There was just a lot. There was a lot going into that. And he was one of those, honestly, the first teacher. Yeah, it was one of those teachers that didn't want me. He didn't want me to just drop down to regular physics. Right? He took it personal. He took it as a personal shot against him if somebody goes from honors to regular. So here's what he did. He actually went out of his way. I'll never forget this because there were apparently a good counsel. And for those of you who don't know, I went to a good counsel high school in Albany, Maryland. It was back when it was in Silver Spring, but now it's in Albany. But there was a group of older classmen who do tutoring. They do tutoring for anybody that's struggling and, needs to get help in their classes and stuff like that. They do that for underclassmen, right? So I had no idea about these resources. I was, again, completely in the dark about all these kinds of things. And I remember it was after school one day in which I did as he instructed. I went to the classroom and after school in which did the tutoring and all that kind of stuff, and no one showed up. So I went to him, and I remember him going to the actual person who organized the entire thing and say, what's up? I got somebody ready to show, And then that guy who organizes it, he got upset and all that kind of stuff. And then either the next week or the next day in which they're scheduled to do their tutoring, these upperclassmen are scheduled to do their tutoring, they were there. And then they helped me out with certain, keep in mind, I still failed the class. I still had to go to summer school that year and, become eligible to play. But at the end of the day, I'll never, ever forget him taking time out of his day to help someone who was really, listen, if you knew me, if you're listening to this and you knew me my freshman year in high school, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Grades sucked. Black guy, to the knowledge of the actual students, that didn't play any sports. All right. It was a rough going, and no one actually knew who I was. So, when there's little things like that, when you see someone struggling, to me, that's what makes a teacher is when a teacher sees that another person is struggling, whether they're struggling because it's a new environment, because it's a new school, because it's a culture shock to that person. Am I just going to throw him to the wolves? Am I just going to throw him in a lesser class, or am I going to take some pride? All right, take some pride in the way I teach and the way what I do, and show him, even if physics isn't his thing. And again, I grew up, physics is not my thing. But look at what I remembered. Even if, the actual subject I'm teaching isn't his thing, show them that you give a shit. And I'll drop the mic with this. It's a common phrase amongst all the educators, coaches, teachers, all that kind of stuff. They don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. All right? You guys, enjoy your Wednesday. You see I'm in the beautiful Jupiter High School. I got a kind of a sore hamstring, so I made sure I took it easy today. But I'll be back tomorrow morning, getting my miles up and all that kind of stuff. All right. Main website to check out to dive deeper into all of this, makeyourmove.com. It's makeyaamove.com. One-stop shop for all your teamwork and your self-development needs. Aswand Cruickshank, your one and only Move Swiftly speaker, checking out. You guys continue to move swiftly. We will talk more soon.